because it could be Weber County's new high-tech cop car. The car has several mounted cameras on the top. It will show and scan the license plate of each car that passes. It can easily scan 1,000 license plates an hour. However, there are some things to be aware of. Chickens will not lay eggs if there isn't enough light. Chickens also have a pecking order and can
blessing of the hands.
A Native American healer burned incense and pronounced blessings on the heads of hospital staff.
The Vipers hoped to change things up in the third, but the Renegades' defense was ferocious. Stick the toothpick in. That way it'll hold up your speaker cone or speaker cup. Okay, stick that on. Alright, now these speakers aren't very loud, but you can really show your geek cred.
And working with them, we designed what we think is a course that will provide some valuable insight to the pre-medical students here, or anybody actually who's interested in maybe becoming a physician.
Mitch Cooney is a student in the class.
Experience and personal information from the physicians. They've been able to talk about some different ethical concerns that they have personally. Today's lesson was on how many hours per week they spend working, and just a breakdown of what those hours entail.
Urban chickens have gained popularity in the past few years because of unpredictable food prices and the ongoing economic recession. Janine Hill of West Point appreciates the security of having homegrown food.
That I can fend for myself, and I don't need to rely on grocery stores. You know, if I had to, we'd be fine.
Urban chickens have many benefits. Chickens eat kitchen scraps and eat insects in the yard. The eggs are a great source of protein. Most urban chicken farmers raise hens and rarely use them for meat. Chickens also require far less space than other livestock like cattle. Here we have the hen house right here, and we got the chickens right here. This holds about 6 chickens. As you can see, it really doesn't take up much of a yard here. It's pretty economical. However, there are some things to be aware of. Chickens will not lay eggs if there isn't enough light. Chickens also have a pecking order and can brutally fight with each other. Celeste Christensen installed perches in the cage to separate her fighting chickens. In fact, it was one of the main reasons she got rid of them.
Well, ours unfortunately had that pecking order, and we went on, they have a chicken website, Backyard Chickens, and they said it happens a lot, and a lot of people just end up getting rid of all the chickens except their favorite one.
Many cities have strict rules for chickens. Residents are only allowed a certain number of chickens, and there cannot be roosters.
Oh, I think it should be legal. I just think you have to be careful with the roosters. We had a time where there were 3 roosters in our neighborhood, and every morning they woke us up. And everyone got rid of their roosters, and it's so nice.
But both Celeste and Janine believe urban chickens should be legal.
I think you should be able to, because if you take good care of your chickens and have a clean coop, and I don't see that there's a problem there.
From West Point City, for Weber State News, I'm Dan Rabe.
Spiritual leaders from many different faiths gathered at St. Mark's Hospital today for the 10th annual Blessing of the Hands.
A Native American healer burned incense and pronounced blessings on the heads of hospital staff. He was one of many spiritual leaders who washed and blessed the hands of doctors, nurses, and staff members. The event is a way for the community to recognize those who work tirelessly to heal patients.
Healing is a
It was a beautiful day in Woods Cross for some semi-pro football action. The game was between 2 big rivals, the Davis Vipers and the Utah Renegades. It was a slow first half until quarterback Jed Graves threw a Hail Mary pass and connected with Damon Greenberry in the end zone. The Vipers quarterback Brandon Stacy answered back with this nice pass to Sheldon Pierce. But their momentum was taken away when Victor Jackson intercepted the ball and ran it to the 30-yard line.
Outside!
Then the Renegades get the field goal. The Vipers hoped to change things up in the third, but the Renegades' defense was ferocious. In the fourth, the Vipers tried to put some points on the board with this kick, but the ball was intercepted. On the very next play, Jed Graves of the Renegades connects in the end zone for the touchdown. The Vipers got back on defense and sacked the quarterback, but it was too little, too late. The Renegades win 22-0. For Weber State Sports, I'm Dan Rabe. When you see this cop car in your rearview mirror, you better think twice, because it could be Weber County's new high-tech cop car. The car has several mounted cameras on the top. It will show and scan the license plate of each car that passes. It can easily scan 1,000 license plates an hour. The system is equipped to check Utah plates. It can also connect to a nationwide stolen vehicle database. And when a stolen vehicle is found, this happens.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Stolen vehicle.
This car isn't stolen, but it has the same license plate number as a stolen Nevada car.
It's a Utah plate.
This new technology has been a great tool for the police, but it has some limitations. Currently, the police car can only scan one side of the car at a time, so it wouldn't be able to see the license of this car, which doesn't have a license plate on the front. Another limitation is that the computer in the car doesn't always see the correct license number. But according to Detective Chad Allen, the system has already made a difference in a recent drug bust.
And then the deputies made the stop, confirmed that it was, a canceled plate, worked it in and found the drugs inside the vehicle.
For Weber State News, I'm Dan Rabe. Hello, this is Dan Rabe from Weber State Tech, and today I have a nice DIY project. We're going to make iPod speakers out of plastic cups, iPod earbuds, and toothpicks. So let's do it. First of all, I'd like to thank Jackson West at lifehacker.com for this idea. First, you want to get a pair of earbuds, just your plain old iPod earbuds. You want to grab 2 toothpicks. You're going to need 4 paper or plastic cups. It doesn't really matter what kind you have. You want to have a knife, and you want to cut an X. That way you can fit the earbuds in. And you're going to slide in the earbuds and kind of make sure it's pointing straight out of the cone. And you're going to get the other cup, turn it around, and poke a hole in the bottom of the cup. And now poke a hole right there. Stick the toothpick in. That way it'll hold up your speaker cone or speaker cup. Okay, stick that on. Alright, now these speakers aren't very loud, but you can really show your geek cred. For Weber State Tech, I'm Dan Rabe. The class is called Your Life in Medicine. It's taught by local medical doctors who impart their wisdom from years in the field. The class focuses on the working lives of doctors, how they work, issues they face, and how they balance work and family. The class is taught by working physicians in many different fields. Dr. Robert Mosinger is an ear, nose, and throat surgeon. He is one of those doctors.
I mean, the one thing in medical school is, so much of at least the first 2 years is just hardcore science. And any exposure that you get to patients and to activities that doctors actually do, you just crave that.
The students in the class come from many different majors. Most are planning on medical school. The class was created by Professor Barb Trask, who modeled the class after one offered at BYU. Trask designed the class with Dr. Mosinger and Dr. David Goff, who are local surgeons.
then working with them, we designed what we think is a course that will provide some valuable insight to the pre-medical students here, or anybody actually who's interested in maybe becoming a physician.
Mitch Cooney is a student in the class.
Experience and personal information from the physicians. They've been able to talk about some different ethical concerns that they have personally. Today's lesson was on how many hours per week they spend working, and just a breakdown of what those hours entail.
For Weber State News, I'm Dan Rabe.